In these milder weather conditions, humans inhabit most regions of the planet. Civilization blossoms. And then 400 years ago, something unexpected occurs. Temperatures drop suddenly. Europe and North America take the full force of the lethal cold snap. Artists capture the bizarre events of the period that would come to be known as the Little Ice Age. In North America, New York is gripped by freezing temperatures. It's even possible to walk from Manhattan to Staten Island over the ice. Winter 1607, the River Thames in London freezes, a phenomenon that will occur throughout the next 200 years. The scenes look charming, but the reality is devastating. Across Europe, crops fail, bringing famine and death to thousands. To the superstitious population, such horrors can only be the work of witchcraft or the wrath of God. And in a way, their suspicions were correct. The cause of the Little Ice Age may not lie on Earth, but in the heavens. The sun. People had been observing it for millennia. But it would take a genius to begin to unravel its mysteries. A genius called Galileo. The Italian astronomer observes a series of black spots, called sunspots, that seem to move over the surface of the sun. He tracks their changes, carefully recording their position over a 6-day period.
You have the disk of the sun on each of these. You have the individual sunspots marked on that. And Galilei realized very quickly that he is seeing the same sunspot from day to day as it is moving across the disk. And he saw that these sunspots change in shape.
Galileo didn't fully comprehend the significance of sunspots. His observations were so ahead of their time, it's not until the 1900s that scientists make the link between sunspots and the Little Ice Age. British scientist Edward Maunder studies past sunspot records. He compares the number of sunspots with temperature records and makes an extraordinary discovery. A significant drop in the number of spots between 1614 and 1715, the very time of the deadly cold snap.
Maunder noticed that the sun was almost free of sunspots.
At exactly the same time as the Little Ice Age. It's a major breakthrough. It seemed sunspots had a direct effect on the Earth's temperature. But how? The answer lies deep within the sun's core. Sunspots are dark areas on the sun's surface. But they're created by magnetic forces deep within the sun's core. The more the interior churns, the more loops of magnetic force appear. They change shape, merge, and disappear. The result is a spectacular display of sunspots. Immense hot zones, anything from 3 to 5 times the size of the Earth. The bigger the spot, the greater the magnetic activity that lies beneath.
The sunspots themselves are only a manifestation of the magnetic field of the sun. And what this magnetic field also does, it causes the whole sun to brighten and dim.
More sunspots indicate more magnetic activity, and that means the sun is producing more heat. Fewer sunspots mean less heat. It was this drop in solar activity that most likely caused the Little Ice Age. The sun's magnetic activity goes in cycles, so while it's hotter today than 400 years ago, some scientists predict the sun is set to cool, reducing temperatures on Earth. Could this counteract the effects of man-made global warming? Is it the lifeline scientists have been searching for?
If you look into the future, even if the activity of the sun were to go down from its very high level at the moment, and that were to lead to a certain cooling, this relatively small amount of cooling would be totally offset by the very large warming we're going to get from this further increase of greenhouse gases.
Even if the sun cools, the 2007 IPCC report predicts the world is still set to warm a further 3 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century.